Howdy Internet, Shroom here, and tonight I'm going to be heading to the Pioneer format on MTG Online to play a deck that is Fynn Toxic. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look. So a couple of times on my channel, I attempted to play Toxic in Standard when the All-Will-Be-One set was released, and had pretty middling results. It was a fun deck, but I wouldn't say that it was competitive as far as tier decks go. But I got to thinking, what would make this deck better? And one thing that I think would make it a lot better and much more close to make it much easier to actually win via poison counters would be the addition of Fynn the Fangbearer, who is a legal card in Pioneer. Fynn is a 2-mana 1/3 Deathtouch. Whenever a creature you control with Deathtouch deals combat damage to a player, that player gains 2 poison counters. So yeah, all of my Deathtouch creatures have Toxic 2 basically, which really, there's a good assortment of Deathtouch creatures, and that can really accelerate the poison counter clock a lot. So let's go through our threats here. First, we've got Bilios Skulldweller. This might be the best card in my deck. It's 1 black for a 1/1 Deathtouch Toxic 1. So if I have a Fynn on the battlefield, this deals 3 poison counters, 2 from the Deathtouch and 1 from the Toxic 1 if it gets through an attack, which is quite a lot actually, and will kill someone pretty quick if it's not dealt with. Other 1-drops include a Nanam Renegade, who's just a 1/1 Deathtouch for 1/2 Deathtouch for 1. If I revolt it, it gets +1/+1 counter on it, but basically it's just a cheap Deathtouch creature that with Finn's help becomes a Toxic 2 creature. And then I've got the Venerated Rock Priest, which is another 1/2 Toxic 1. Whenever a creature I control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. So if my opponents try to remove my creatures, they get poison counters. There's certain spells that I can play that target my creatures, and those also get poison counters. So it's just a toxic threat that also just adds some bonus counters to our opponents. Then at the 2-mana slot, of course, we've got the 4 of Finns, kind of the linchpin of our deck. We've got 1 Cheville, Bane of Monsters, for a black and a green. He's a 1/3 Deathtouch. At the beginning of our upkeep, if an opponent controls no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, I gain 3 life and draw a card. So he's a source of card advantage. We do have a lot of removal in our deck, so we will be removing our opponent's creatures and planeswalkers, and we'll be gaining card advantage and gaining a little life that way as well. At 3 mana, I've got a full playset of Bloated Contaminator. This is just a good card on rate. 3 mana for 4/4 Trample, Toxic 1. Also, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. So it basically has Toxic 2. Whenever it gets through, it adds 2 Toxic counters. So that's pretty cool. And I've got one of Ichor Spit Basilisk at 3 as well. It's 3 mana for a 1/3 Deathtouch Toxic 1. That's just such a good combination of abilities in this deck that I feel I just wanted to include an extra creature that has both of those abilities. So this creature will also deal 3 poison counters when it gets through an attack. And then one of Glissa Sunslayer is a 3 mana for a 3/3 First Strike Deathtouch, which is an excellent combination if you think about it. First Strike means that her combat damage is dealt first, so whatever she's fighting is going to take damage before it deals damage, and she has Deathtouch, so when she deals damage to something, it dies. So most combats, she's just going to kill whatever it is that she's encountering, whether blocking or attacking, and she's going to survive. And when she deals combat damage to a player, choose one, either draw a card or lose a life, destroy an enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. So a little bit of extra value. Gliss is just a very, very good creature. So those are our creatures that we're working with. Now, of course, all of our creatures have huge targets on their heads, especially Fynn. So we have ways to protect and recur our creatures also. We're running a couple of Feign Death in the main board, so that if a creature dies under our control, it'll just return with a +1/+1 counter. We also are running a couple of Tyvar Stand. This is 1 green for an instant to give a creature +X/+X. Mostly going to just be played for 1 mana to give a creature hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn. So this allows our stuff to blank removal spells. It allows our creatures to survive combats. But of course, there's lots of removal in Pioneer, so some of our stuff is going to die. That's why I'm running 2 of Call of the Deathweller. It's a 3 mana sorcery. Return up to 2 target creature cards with total mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. One of them gets a Deathtouch counter, one of them gets a Menace counter. Deathtouch counter probably doesn't matter that much, but the Menace counter will be great. So this just for 3 mana usually just pulls 2 creatures out of our graveyard, puts them right back on the battlefield. Like a Fynn and a Bilios Skulldweller. That's probably the best hit that we can get off Call of the Deathtoucher, but there's other possibilities as well. You know, we can get a Cheville and a Venerated Rot Priest. Anything up to 3, we can get back one of our Bloating Contaminators or our Glissa. Of course, we want our creatures to get through for damage, so we have a lot of removal. We are playing Golgari. We got a couple of Fatal Pushes. We got a full playset of Infectious Bite. This card is so good in this deck. It's 2 mana for an instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Each opponent gets a poison counter. So if we have a Deathtouch creature, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature we don't control, which means that it kills it because it has a Deathtouch. And as a cherry on top, it gives a poison counter as well. So it accelerates our poison plan. Also, we have a 2 of Assassin's Trophy. This is just premium Golgari removal, can hit any permanents, including lands, whatever we need to destroy. It has the downside of giving our opponent a basic land, but that is usually worth it. This is kind of just an emergency valve. I need to kill this right now. Assassin's Trophy gets the job done. And we are playing a couple of Vraska Betrayal Sting, of course. This Planeswalker is great in toxic decks, poison counter decks. For 0, it proliferates and draws a card. That's what we want. It also makes us lose a life. And for -2, it kills a creature. It turns it into a treasure, technically. But, you know, it removes the creature. You can play it at 5 for 4 loyalty and 2 life, you know, with the completed cost. Or you can play it at 6 for the full 6 loyalty. Either way, it's just a great piece that I have found this Planeswalker to be an overperformer. It's just very, very good. And in addition to just removing our opponent's creatures to facilitate getting through, I am running a 1 of Prowler's Helm, which I've never actually played before, but it seems good for this deck. It's a 2 mana equipment that equips for 2. Equipped creature can't be blocked except by walls, which there's not many walls in Pioneer. So this just makes one of our things unblockable. If that's a Bilios Skulldweller with a Fynn on the battlefield, that's 3 guaranteed poison counters every turn, which is a lot. And of course, I'm a big proponent of like card selection, card draw in pretty much any deck, just to help you get to the pieces that you need. Particularly, we really lean heavily on Fynn. So in games where we don't find Fynn, like we can be kind of slow and not really do as much as I'd like. That's why I'm running 2 of Mazemind Tome. I really like this artifact. It just helps you get to your pieces. The advantage it has over Reckoner Bankbuster is that it can scry for free, so you don't have to have the 2 mana to draw cards. And I do like the fact that it gains life when it pops off too, so it's good against aggressive decks. There are a total of 23 lands in the deck, which is enough. We're pretty low to the ground deck overall. The only tech we have is we have a 1 of Agadeem's Awakening, which is also like a reanimator spell. And that's about it. We got 1 Hissing Quagmire, which can be transformed for 3 mana into a 2/2 elemental, black and green elemental with Deathtouch, which is good. We like Deathtouch in this deck. And a couple of Field of Ruin, because I never leave home without a couple of those at least. The sideboard contains 2 Thoughtseizes for like control matchups, 2 Go Blanks as graveyard hate, 2 Lost Legacies for matchups where it's good, like Greasefang in particular. It's good against... Oh, it doesn't hit Lotus Field, actually. I just realized... But we'll see how it goes. The reason why I'm playing this over like Necromentia is because I think the zombies are actually really bad for us. We don't want creatures blocking us, you know. So giving them cards, I think, might be better than giving them zombies for this deck. We'll see how it goes with Lost Legacy. We have other tools against Lotus Field. A couple of Witch's Vengeance for go wide decks. We can name, you know, human, whatever tribe it is. I think almost all our stuff is Phyrexian. So it doesn't hit much on our side to name human, but it hits a lot of other stuff that other decks play. Because, you know, a bad matchup for us is decks that go really wide, put a lot of like 1/1 counters on the battlefield. We have to be able to deal with that. A couple of Sheepish Sanctuary is against decks with lots of removal, like Rakdos. You know, they need black and red decks that play burn spells and fatal pushes and stuff. We get a little card advantage while we hopefully still stay alive. Golgari Charm is good against sweepers because we can regenerate all of our creatures for 2 mana at instant speed. So that's pretty nice. It also can be sort of a half bait Sweeper, giving all creatures -1/-1, which doesn't kill a lot of our stuff, but might kill a deck that's going wide with tokens. It also can destroy enchantments. Couple Pithy Needle, I always like this card as a sideboard card to name Planeswalkers, to name troublesome artifacts, like, I don't know, Witch's Oven, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, Oni Colt's Anvil, stuff like that. And a couple of Damping Sphere is good against the Izzet Phoenix deck. It's good against Mono Green Devotion. It's good against Lotus Field. So that is a good inclusion. So, of course, the question to be asked when contemplating a deck like this is it really advantageous to have the poison counter plan? Wouldn't it just be better to beat down with good mid-range Golgari creatures, like, you know, curve a Knight of the Ebon Legion into, like, a Tenacious Underdog into, I don't know, a Graveyard Trespasser, or, you know, just the known big fat value creatures. I don't know. I think in some situations it will be. I think it's good against life gain decks, obviously, because we don't care about our opponent's life total, which means that it's good to a degree against Shieldred, because part of what makes Shieldred so good is that it gains a whole bunch of life. I think with the conclusion of the Deathtouch Fynn package, the poison counter plan is actually quite viable. Like, if we land if we're on the play, we get down Bilios Skulldweller turn 1. Turn 2 Fangbearer, if they don't have a blocker, we get in for 3 toxic damage. That's pretty good. And then the following turn, we can get in for 5 if we have a removal spell to counter deal with their 2-drop, possibly even more if we have an Infectious Bite as our removal spell. So I think this deck could legitimately present some fast clocks. And I also like the fact that like, we're really going to grind down our opponent's side of the board and make all of their combat decisions very difficult, because we got a bunch of Deathtouch creatures. So if they block us, their creatures are going to die too, but we're going to get our creatures back with our Call of the Death Dwellers, and our creatures are going to stay alive with our Feign Deaths and Tyvar stands. So in the end, I think that we should, coupled with all our removal and that recursion, we should come out ahead and be able to close out the game with poison counters. So we'll see how it goes. I have been testing a bit, doing decently well. You know, I've been losing to the real tier decks, but I did make some sideboard tweaks. I think the Damping Spheres will be a good inclusion in the sideboard, and hopefully we will win some matches. We're going to go on the Pioneer practice queue because I like to get a little diversity. I don't want to play just against the S-tier decks. This isn't really meant to be a super competitive deck. It's more of a casual deck, but you know, I like my casual decks to be able to win some games too. So hopefully that's what will happen. If there's really demand for me to start playing leagues, I will consider it. If you really want to see me play leagues, please leave a comment to that effect down below. And I've been talking enough. Let's get some matches in. And if you like this kind of off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. First opponent is Pats Perez. Looks like we're on the draw. And this hand looks okay. We don't have any 1-mana things to do, which is unfortunate, but I don't want to mull this. I've got Cheville, I've got Fynn, so I'll probably run out Cheville on 2, Fynn on 3. Hopefully opponent's not super aggro. And they're super aggro. More lands for us. There's 23 lands in the deck, I think I mentioned. Did I say 24? There's 23, which really should be enough. Yep, they're super aggro, alright. This isn't a great matchup. Honestly. Mono red. I do have 2 Maze Mines, which can gain us 8 life, so I probably want to start scrying and cracking those ASAP. Next turn I need to play Fynn. Fanatical Firebrand. Witchstalker Frenzy. Deals 5 damage to target creature. Alright. I think I actually just like a 4/4 here. Kumano. Alright, we'll block the Swift Spear. So they'll trade. Trade for the Swift Spear and the Fanatical Firebrand. Down to 8. But I'm going to gain 8 life. Eventually. Let's get down this Maze Mind. And let's scry a land to the bottom. Let's set an upkeep stop and scry as well. Yeah, Kiri Zev has Menace, so I can't block her. I can block the Ragavan. So we haven't been able to do anything on offense this game, obviously, because it's just like trying to stay alive. Let's scry. Assassin's Trophy. Probably want an Assassin's Trophy, right? Let's play Skulldweller. Let's not shock that. And will Assassin's Trophy probably carry Zev? Alright, they just moved to combat. Alright, they're happy to trade. Pretty much priced into doing that at this point. Alright, let's upkeep Scry once more. Venerated Rot Priest. Sure, we'll draw the Rot Priest. Let's play the Rot Priest. Let's play another Maze Mind Tome. Might as well just draw with it now, since our opponent sees that we're empty-handed. Glissa. She's a good blocker. Another Carry Zev. And a Bushwhacker. Well, I will block the Bushwhacker. We take 4. But we're going to go up to 9 on our upkeep. Not interested in a swamp right now. Death Dweller. I think I'll call the Death Dweller. get back a Cheville and a Rot Priest. Rot Priest can get the Death Touch counter, Cheville can get the Menace. Pass the turn. Opponent is empty-handed. Alright, there's a Den. They're just gonna suicide their Karizev? They don't. Alright, let's draw a card. Let's put a bounty on Karizev. Let's scry. I don't want to scry. I want to actually draw cards. Alright, we draw a land. That's actually not bad. Let's attack. Probably should have scried since I'm going to tap out here. Put this on black. Cast a Basilisk. Cast a Glissa. Coming in. Nope. Alright, I'm actually gonna scry. I want to cash this in for life. Fatal Push can go on top, for sure. Alright, let's Fatal Push carry Zev. Draw a card, gain 3 life. A Bloomin' Marsh. Let's attack with Glissa and Chevy. Let's draw a card and lose a life. Bilios Skulldweller. Well, we might win this one through just combat damage. We do have the mana to activate Hissing Quagmire. Fynn would be a good draw. Alright, they scoop. So, I think we want Shaper's Sanctuary. We want Witch's Vengeance. What do we cut? We can cut a Vraska. Cut Prowler's Helm. All of our creatures are really good. What is Fynn? He's a human. We might actually cut one Fynn, because he will die to Witch's Vengeance. Cut one Venerated Rot Priest. So, We do have an Assassin's Trophy. Into Basilisk. Basilisk is good here. We have a lot of lands. I think this is probably a mulligan, right? I don't know, it's close. Assassin's Trophy is definitely good. And so is the Basilisk. I guess I'm gonna keep. This could be too slow. I need to draw some good spells. Which is Vengeance, for instance. Play with fire to my face. Oh, I don't need my upkeep stop now. Alright, I'll play Fynn. Carry Zev. Do I Vengeance now? I lose my Fynn. But I get a Monastery Swiftspear and a Carry Zev. Alternatively, I could run out the Basilisk and hope they commit more. I think I like that plan of being greedy. Let's attack with Fynn. If they block and kill him... Actually, no. I don't want to attack with him. I want to save him to block Carry Zev, potentially. Ooh, Annex. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going for Vengeance now. This does kill my Fynn, but so be it. So human. We get a couple of 1/1s. He didn't die? Oh, he's a demigod. He's not a human. Alright, I think I block NX. Embercleave. I've forgotten what an incredibly annoying card that was. Alright, so that's pretty bad. I think that actually kills me. I can't play 2 blockers and Assassin's Trophy, so yeah. I think I'll bring in the Golgari Charm. Cut a Rot Priest. I want Death Touchers. I want all the Death Touchers. Cut one of my Tyvar stands. Alright, we got a bunch of removals, so this is a keep. Alright, let's attack with the Skulldweller. Get down Chevy. Play with fire to my face. Burning Tree Emissary. Into Karizev. Let's mark Karizev. And let's Fatal Push Karizev. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Bloated. Let's attack. We want to keep their creature count low. They take it. Alright, let's go Maze Mind Tome. Let's get our upkeep stop back. Start scrying. Golgari Charm. I kind of like Golgari Charm. We can take 2 damage, sure. Alright, let's just attack. I'll attack with this. Yeah, attack with both. I mean, he's better as a blocker, actually. That's fine, I think. Let's play Contaminator. Go. They scoop. Okay. Well, we overcame mono red. That's kind of something I didn't expect. But the life gain from Chevy in the Maze Mind Tomes is really good. Alright, we've got a match against Chalbeda. Will be on the play. On the play. I don't know about this. We don't have a threat until turn 3 with Bloated Contaminator. We have an Infectious Bite, but that's... I guess it's okay with the Contaminator. On the other hand, this hand isn't awful. We're on the play. Let's keep it and see how it goes. We'll draw more threats. Opponent mulls to 5. Elvish Mystic. So Mono Green Devotion is a tough matchup, I think. People just love to play this deck. It's so busted. It's like the least fun deck to play against. Kiora. The problem with Bloated Contaminator is, well, the trolls just trade for it and then come back to life. Like, and then the Cavaliers are just bigger than it. You have Tyvar Stand. Why does she start with so much loyalty? 7. Alright, there's the Nykthos. Glissa Sunslayer. Actually, there's a good chance I could kill the Kiora here. That's probably worth it. Let's attack Kiora. Oh, wait, I didn't get... I had to play it during the block step. So do I play Glissa or do I kill Elvish Mystic? I play Glissa. We'll see if this all goes horribly wrong. I don't get another priority in the damage step. Untaps the forest. Cavalier. Oh, Storm the Festival. Old Growth Troll. Plus Oath of Nissa. And there's Cavalier of Thorns on the way. Fatal Push. Alright, let's Infectious Bite the Troll. Ooh, I could have Glissa destroy that enchantment. That's actually pretty good. That means I don't get to proliferate my poison. I feel like it's worth it, though. Attack you. Attack Kiora. Let's destroy that enchantment. Kill Kiora. Let's go ahead and Fatal Push the Elf. So they only have 4 mana. They have 5 mana. When it dies, they can put a target card from their graveyard on top of their library. They grab an old growth troll. God, it's just such a... It's so bad to kill these things. What are they going to put on top of their graveyard? Probably Kiora, maybe just another old growth troll. Could be just Storm the Festival. But I mean, what are you going to do? Not attack? Alright, we'll Tyvar stand. X equals 2. We will draw a card. They put Storm the Festival back onto their top of their library. Old growth troll. Tap Nykthos for 4 mana. Get another Nykthos. Tap it for mana. Storm the Festival. Ugh, this deck is so ridiculous. Why is this card legal? They get a Cavalier of Thorns. Oh, and they have Karn. They hit Karn and Cavalier of Thorns. Nice. I really don't believe we can win from this position, but we'll see. Cityscape Leveler. Okay, that's just going to start blowing up our permanents. Yeah, I mean... When ETBs destroy up to one target non-land permanent. When ETBs or when it attacks. And the thing is, if I kill the Cavalier, they just get to put another Storm the Festival on top of their library, so... I don't think we can win from here. In the interest of time, I'll just scoop. Dancing Sphere, Pithy Needle. Go blank? Thoughtseize? Want the Fatal Pushes. Do we need all the protection? Probably good to have some amount of protection. Cut one call. What else? Could have Fynn. I don't know. How are we gonna win this game? We gotta win by poisoning them out. So we can't dilute our main plan too much. I think we'll just go down to 2 reanimation effects / saving effects. Maybe Thoughtseize is too much. I don't know. It's pretty good. Prowler's Helm could be good. And let's not run the Thoughtseizes. We'll just go with the Go Blanks and the other stuff. Damping Sphere for the Nykthos, Pithing Needle for the Planeswalkers. Cheville, he's gonna have a hard time going off. Cut one Vraska. Well, we've got a Damping Sphere. We only have 1 land. If we can draw land number 2, we get the Maze Mines online. So I think we just gotta risk. We just gotta top deck a land. Can I please top deck a land? They find Kiora. Pithing Needle, okay. That is not a land, but it is something we can play. Kiora Behemoth Reckoner. Man. Every time I do a risky keep like this, it really pays off. I'm unlucky. I think it was correct to keep. Old Growth Troll. That's Kiora. Well, she can't. She still draws them cards. Yep, Old Growth Troll is going to be hard for us to get through. Cavalier of Thorns revealed. I think it's kind of too late. So I can bolt myself. Nice kept, ha ha ha, my opponent says. Yep. Punished. I think I do. I think I have to bolt myself. You should never keep one land hand. Thank you, opponent. You should rarely keep one land hands, it is true. Prowler's Helm, not really interested in you. Now see if I had gotten this down on turn 2. That would have been great. We'll draw a forest. Let's play a Damping Sphere. They can just cast Cavalier of Thorns. They don't have anything good in their graveyard. So this is actually lethal, right? When it attacks, it deals 3. Yep. Well, you generally speaking should not keep one-landers. However, I stand by that keep. Like, that would have been so good against them had we found our lands in a timely fashion. But sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. You rarely should keep one-landers. Very, very rarely. So we're against Doctrine 612 on the play. Yeah, this looks fine. Got a 1-mana Toxic play and 2 good 3-drops, so... Actually, I can't play this on turn 1. That's too bad. Don't need this upkeep stop right now. Let's go for Rot Priest. Thassa's Oracle. That's interesting. Turn 2 Thassa's Oracle. Well, let's go with Glissa. I should have attacked. They would have just blocked with their 1-3 because I was tapped out. You never know. Another Thassa's Oracle. What is happening? The 1-3 bodies are surprisingly annoying. So let's Infectious Bite. One of those Thoracles. They get a poison counter. Let's attack. They do block the Rot Priest. Let's draw a card. Just another land. Where were all these lands last game? Last round. I don't want to play Maze Mine because I want to hold up Feign Death. Their mono blue Devotion. Another Devotion deck. Another Nykthos deck. Another Thoracle. So they're going to generate like a huge Master of Waves or something. Is that what's going to happen? All right. Let's attack with Glissa. Let's draw a card. Fynn. Okay, let's play Fynn. Let's play Bloated Contaminator. That's going to generate 5 mana? Yep. Master of Waves. Creates a bunch of 2/1 elementals. Oh, there are 8/7 elementals. It's a Merfolk. Wait, why are all these copies of Master of Waves? Why all these copies? I don't get it. But yeah, that's game. So we want Witch's Vengeance. We want Thoughtseize. Feign Death, I don't think does much for us. Reanimation, we don't want as much of it. Um, yeah, we'll just go with 2 spot protection spells. Oh, I should have brought in Damping Sphere too. That was dumb. Um, we've got a Fynn, so good enough. I really needed to bring in Damping Sphere. Thoughtseize I can play next turn. At the end of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card. If they do, spells this turn cost 2 more to cast. Um, sure, I'll draw an extra card. Let's attack. Thoughtseize. Merfolk Trickster, Omen of the Sea, double Nykthos. Let's take the Trickster. They did draw 2 cards. Attacking. Yeah, I'm going to fire up the Quagmire this turn, so I don't need to cast any spells. So I'll just draw cards. Alright, they're at 6 poison. They did not draw an extra card. Attacking with the Lore Master again. No, I think I actually need to cast spells this turn. Alright. Fire up the Hissing Quagmire. Attack for lethal. Harbinger of Tides. Okay. Give it hexproof. And that's a Fynn win. 8 and 10 poison counters. Nice. So it is possible. That was relatively quick, too. Let's get those damping spheres. Let's cut Prowler's Helm. And a Vraska. I like the Tyvar stand better than Feign Death, for sure. Alright, this is a one-lander where we have Damping Sphere. We have 1-drops to play, too, but did we learn our lesson from last time? We're also on the draw. I think we're keeping this. We're on the draw, so that makes a difference. We can't be as unlucky as we were last time, right? All right, rewarded. So sure, let's just go ahead and shock and play a Skulldweller. Another Deathcap Glade. Alright, let's attack. Play another Skulldweller. Spectral Sailor. And Thassa's Oracle. Alright. I think we'll bite the Spectral Sailor. Because that's not a merfolk. We'll attack with the Skulldwellers. They take it. Master of Waves. Not too crazy this time. Elementals are only 2/1s. So the question is, do I kill the merfolk or do I kill the elementals? We have one card remaining in hand. The merfolk provide them with all their devotion. So I think it's going to be merfolk that I choose here. Oh, the elementals are merfolk too? Okay. Even better. I thought they were elementals. They're up to 6 poison. 1/0 blue elemental. Oh, when the master dies, they die too. Okay. Reading the card explains the card. So let's get down another Skulldweller. I would love to top deck a Fynn. Another Master of Waves. So yeah, good thing we had that Witch's Vengeance. I think I just swing with everything. They're gonna trade their tokens. And let's Glissa. Turns out Damping Sphere didn't do much this game, but you never know. Witness Protection on Glissa. Scry with Omen of the Sea. Alright, I need some gas from the top of my deck here. What would be my best draw? I don't know. Infectious Bite would be pretty good. Even Assassin's Trophy to get rid of this Witness Protection. Beaker Spit Basilisk. Let's just go aggro. We want to keep their creatures off the board. They're at 8 poison. Another Witness Protection. Witch's Vengeance. Just keep attacking. Okay, they are going to trade, finally. Leyline of Anticipation. Okay, that doesn't do much. I mean, it means all their cards have flash, right? Yeah. It's annoying. It would be scary if they had more cards in hand. Speaking of cards in hand. No reason for them to do anything sorcery speed at this point. Well, let's fire up the Quagmire. Trickster. Tapping down that guy. Okay. Tap target creature. I don't know why they didn't choose the Quagmire. Tyvar's Last Stand. Okay. Let's fire up the old Quagmire. Do some attacking. Master of Waves. Well, we've got another Witch's Vengeance in hand. We're going to lose our board too, though. They don't block? Huh? They didn't block. Merfolk? They just get greedy there? Scrying with Castle Vantress. Tapping out to do so. They're tapped out, so we can just attack for 2. Well, I wouldn't have cast Witch's Vengeance. So, sooner or later I would have got him. I think they needed to block. That was the problem. Anyway, GG's. We got there against Mono Blue Devotion. Alright, we're against Namakai. We get to be on the play. We've got a Skulldweller, we've got a couple of Maze Mind Tomes. I guess it's okay. Oh, Watery Grave, that's not what we want to see. Let's cast our Maze Mind. Is Maze Mind Tome a popular card? No? I don't ever see it over Bank Buster, but I like it in this deck. Founding the third path, okay. Are they mill? One or two from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay, what are they doing? Thoughtseize? I take my Contaminator. Let's scry. Swamp definitely to the bottom. I'll upkeep scry as well. Oh, too late. Well, since they're a Thoughtseize deck, I'll just play this. Do a couple of scries. Raska? How likely is that to resolve? I think I would rather draw a creature. Like a Fynn. Target player mills 4 cards. They're milling themselves. Okay. They're a reanimator deck. What do they use to reanimate? Cruelty of Gix? Oh no, they're a Neoform. Search your library for a creature card. Yep. Neoform into Atraxa. Oh no, Coma. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat. Let's draw a card. How do we beat this? Well, it's gonna involve Fynn. So let's play him out. They're getting 2 3/3 tokens every turn cycle. Another Neoform. What are they gonna Neoform? Sure, we'll take 3. Let's scry. Feign death. It's actually not too bad. Having 2, like, I don't die effects. First, let's draw a card. Just another land. This is a losing battle. But whittling away these coil tokens means maybe someday, if we draw a removal spell, we can kill Coma with it. Actually, getting the +1/+1 counter means that Fynn doesn't die to a single coil as well. Just attack for 7. Alright, we draw Bloated. Let's draw a card. Just lands. Jeez. Well, if we just draw lands the whole game, we aren't going to get too far. I don't think we attack. Surveilling 3. Too bad I don't have any main board, which is Vengeance. Alright, well, we'll get to kill some coils here. Oh. What happened? Did I skip through the block phase? I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, that was a long shot for us to win that for sure. They would have lost 3 coils. They still would have had 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't think we were winning that. There was maybe a chance, but it was not to be. So let's go with the... Do I bring in Witch's Vengeance? I guess so. Go blank. I like Golgari Charm. Thoughtseize. Lost Legacy might even be a possibility. Yeah, I think let's lose the Witch's Vengeance and go with Lost Legacy instead. And yeah, I don't think we need Golgari Charm, actually. Fatal Push doesn't seem very good. Because they delve out their first thing. What else to cut? Maybe a Contaminator. Cheville. Rot Priest. I always end up boarding out for Asuka's, but maybe I should try keeping her in more. Maybe one Tyvar stand. Well, 0 landers you just don't keep. Like, no question about it. This is okay. I've got Fynn, I've got removal. I think I'll bottom Field of Ruin. They're shocking. A breeding pool. Let's go with Fynn. The surveillance begins. So they have Eldritch Evolution and Neoform to cheat out their big stuff. Oh, they kept a 1-lander, it looks like. Alright, let's get in for 2 poison. We don't draw land number 3, unfortunately. So this is a 2-turn clock. So they don't have the mana to delve a creature and Neoform this turn. But next turn I have to leave up removal. Though they likely have a Spell Pierce because they shocked that Breeding Pool turn 1. Land would be probably my best draw. Founding the Third Path. Okay. What's it gonna be? Thoughtseize. Well, fortunately I have 2 removal spells. They take Infectious Bite. Maze Mine Tome. Target player mills 4 cards. Strategic planning. Look at the top 3. Put 1 in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Okay. Okay, they don't have it. And I think I just run it right back. The way my streaming setup is, it's hard for me to reach my keyboard and talk at the same time. Okay, we got Thoughtseize, we got Go Blank. Those are both very good cards. So that looks like a keep. Watery Grave. Shock Thoughtseize. No Thoughtseize. So Spell Pierce. Thoughtseize, Founding, Otherworldly, Abrupt Decay. I think we want to keep our cards here. So we'll take the Thoughtseize. flashing back otherworldly. Alright, they have an abrupt decay. He'll just play double spell Skulldweller rather than holding up Feign Death. Could I get a land, please? There's Founding. So they have Abrupt Decay plus 1 unknown. Milling themselves. Okay, can I draw a land, please? I would love to go blank them. No land. Ugh. You gotta be kidding me. So they might just be able to go off. We'll see. So they're gonna Thoughtseize. Ugh. Man, missing that third land drop is disastrous. Now they can Thoughtseize to go blank. Yep. They take Infectious Bite. Okay. Because that can interact with their combo. They can't go off this turn. They can play a Delve creature. Yep, there's Tassiger. But they can't Neoform it? Okay, yeah. They took the removal spell because they saw. So they get to go off. And we still don't draw land number 3. Let's see. We decided not to board in the Witch's Vengeance. Eldritch Evolution into Atraxa. Boy, their hits are pretty lousy, though. A bunch of lands, Hooting Mandrills, Tassiger, Otherworldly Gaze, Eldritch Evolution, another Atraxa. I mean, I guess that's fine. They still have enough left in their graveyard to cast a Delve creature. So they got Tassiger, Otherworldly Gaze, Eldritch Evolution, Watery Grave. Wow. Okay. I mean, we're dead in 2 turns. So now I need to top deck a removal spell for Atraxa. Sure. Yeah, they had 2 cards in hand and a graveyard full of stuff. I just needed the 3rd land for the go blank. Tassiger 2? Yeah, why not? There's Fynn. Yeah, I'm just dead to the Atraxa, so that's so unfortunate. Well, sometimes the magic gods just decree it is not to be so. Alright, our final opponent is Lemon Man 2, and will be on the play. 3 infectious bites, but no creatures. Boy, this card is so good when we have our creatures, though. We'll draw creatures? I think actually that's a mulligan, unfortunately. Alright. Opponent also mulliganed, so this is a keep. Let's bottom. Probably Agadeems. Please not mono green. Looks like it's mono green. Let's bite one of these elves. An attack. They scoop? Okay. I guess they kept a 1-lander hoping their elves would live. Are they actually mono green devotion? I mean, I have to assume that they are, right? So let's go with the Pithing Needles, the Damping Spheres, and the Witch's Vengeance. Let's cut some of our reanimator effects. Wait, we don't do Witch's Vengeance. We do Go Blank against mono green. What else to cut? It's always so hard to make cuts in synergistic decks like this. We definitely want to keep some of our reanimation stuff. Probably the spot versions are better than Call. No, because Call can give a menace token. That's pretty good. Let's cut a Bloated. Cut a Venerated Rot Priest. Yeah, we'll cut the Call. Alright, we've got Fynn plus removal, so that's good. Plus another Deathtouch creature. Opponent molds to 4. I mean, Mono Green Devotion can win. They're kind of like Tron in that they don't need that many cards to win. Ronas. Okay. So I guess they're not Mono Green Devotion. Let's go for Fynn. Ranger class. Advancing the Ranger class. They are empty-handed. Alright, let's bite. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to play this. I meant to play this. Let's bite the wolf. Get in for 2 poison. Play Skulldweller. Scavenging Ooze. Gain some life, but no, they just exile a card. It wasn't a creature. They're getting in with their elf. Yeah, I'll block. Pithing Needle. Well, I could name Ronas. That would be pretty good. Let's attack with Fynn. Give him another 2 poison. Let's play Basilisk. Let's Pithy Needle the Ronas. They can grow their ooze to a 4/4. They can get in a big attack here. Okay, they don't go for it. Alright, let's swing. So this is lethal. They have to block. Ronas can block now, though. Okay, let's feign death on Fynn. Fynn comes back. Let's play Bloated. Alright, they just level up the Ranger class. And they scoop. They have 0 cards in hand. They're not quite dead on my next attack. They go to 9 poison counters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they go to 9. They have nothing, so they would need a pretty good top deck and for me to totally brick to come back. They put up a good fight for a multi-4, though. GG's. So what are my thoughts about the Fynn Toxic deck in Pioneer? Well, it was fun to play. We went 3-2. We got crushed by Mono Green Devotion. And we lost a pretty tragic loss to Neoform combo, where we just missed land that really cost us. But, you know, that kind of stuff happens in Magic. But I'm convinced we would have won that match had we top decked land number 3 within the first couple of turns. But anyway, it was fun. It's going to have a rough time against the tier decks, you know, Mono Green Devotion. I don't know how you beat that deck. Like, I've almost never, ever beat that deck. You know, Rakdos, like, Lotus Field, the unfair decks are hard to deal with. But against the fair decks, it does pretty good. We got to see some Fynn kills, you know. We got to see a turn, like, 5 kill against Mono Blue Devotion, just curving a Skulldweller into Fynn and like keeping them alive for a couple of turns. That kills your opponent pretty quick. And it is cool the way that like there's no way to interact with poison tokens. So if a game goes long, you know, you might be able to crawl back in, sneak in some more toxic hits, and those counters never go away. So that's kind of cool. I would say in answer to the principal question of like whether this is a stronger deck than just like traditional Golgari mid-range deck where you're just trying to beat down with like better threats, I think clearly the answer is no. Having played Toxic both in Standard and in Pioneer now for a bit, I think probably the stronger deck is just the traditional beatdown deck with excellent creatures. However, this deck is fun and I did enjoy playing it. What would I change about it? I'm just so bad at drawing removal. You know, I always feel like I can never have enough Maze Mind Tomes or just stuff that lets you scry and get to your cards. Um, you know, I know there's some like green sorcery creature tutor effects. I didn't research any before making this deck, but just like, you know, decks that let you, cards that let you dig through the top X cards of your library and put a creature out. There's too many non-creature spells to run Collected Company in this deck, really. So I think just the main thing I always take away is like just more ways to find your cards. Also, I'm not sure about Venerated Rot Priest in this deck. It didn't really do much. I think this is kind of like an all or nothing sort of card where you want 4 of them and you want tons of ways to trigger them. You know, like there's the Glass Cannon combo deck. I don't think you necessarily need to go that far, but you do need more than just like these Infectious Bites and Feign Deaths, I think, to make them worth playing. And you probably need 4 copies. Really, this deck is interested in... Bilios Skulldweller is such a better creature for this deck than the Venerated Rot Priest. The deck is really interested in Deathtouch Toxic. Like, the Ichor-Spit Basilisk is actually pretty good. And of course, just the straight-up value legendary Deathtouch creatures, Glissa and Chevelle, both did quite well this evening. I was pleased. They fulfilled their roles nicely. Vraska never got played. I think it is a good card, though, worthy of inclusion. And I think it is good to have the reanimation tech and protection tech. One thing about the sideboard, for sure, is I don't think Go Blank is good enough graveyard hate. It's too slow. And it's sorcery speed, too. So I think you want to be able to interact with your opponent's graveyard in this format at instant speed. It would have been great against the Neoform deck if we had drawn land, but for the most part, you know, against like Grease Fang, against most of the other decks that are playing stuff from their graveyard or using their graveyard in any way, it's better to hate them out at instant speed with like Cling to Dust, Erebos' Intervention, or like possibly Leyline of the Void. You would have to make it a 4 of, because I believe if you play Leylines, you probably should play a 4 of, just to maximize the possibility of getting them into play for free. But I don't think Go Blank is good enough on its own, just as the only means of interacting with graveyards. So I probably would swap these for like Cling to Dust or Erebos' Intervention. I'm a fan of Erebos' Intervention because it's also good against Mono Red, which we beat in this stream. That's one of our 3 wins. Anyway, it's a fun deck. It's not going to like take down a Pro Tour or anything, but I enjoyed playing it and might play some iteration of it in the future, although this is already my 3rd time playing Golgari Toxic, so maybe I'll put it to rest for a bit, but I did enjoy it and might play some off-stream. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Fynn Toxic deck in Pioneer. If you did, and if you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.